Alright guys, game number 2, and at the bottom right we have the winner of the last game. Starting for the Startail team, it is...
Startail, Patin.
Can you see how this thing boxes him in the face?
Yeah.
It would actually be so funny if they would kind of do like this fake video where he suddenly just moves his head back like he has got been punched.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be pretty cool. Well, top left we have his opponent. Not so lucky on Cloud Kingdom, but maybe Ohana is the map where he can turn things around. It is the Fnatic player. It is...
Fnatic Alive.
Fnatic Recall Live. Here he is.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll let you go first.
nah, it's okay.
Well, I was just going to say, I wonder if he will make a second barracks in this game.
I would like to see this as well. On this map in particular, you can build it at the... well, starting from his position at the bottom left, basically, of his base. There you can always place down the second barracks. He could definitely do it. And I would love to see him go for a little bit more of an aggressive build here, what he used earlier. But well, we'll just find out. On Ohana, of course, once again, the 2-player map, therefore no secrets regarding the starting positions. The early scout for parting nonetheless, he wants to know what's going on here. But his opponent, he blocks him out.
Yeah, going for the fast depot, using the halt position command so that he can get on the outside. He's trying to get on the outside, but unfortunately will not be able to scout as quickly as you want to do. There it is. This is always funny if you... There's a technique to make it so that you can start on the outside always. Tip for Terran players out there if you want to use the halt command to get the SCV out. Before you build the depot, send the SCV to the ramp, then start the depot. He'll always be on the outside, then you can use halt and you'll be able to get out. Just a tip. I've been playing Terran a lot and it's one way to do it. Make sure you keep the probe out and you can go scout with your SCV at the same time. Parting tries to hide here. Look at that probe try to run. He doesn't know where to run. What is he thinking?
Nah, but tries to damage the Marine a little bit and succeeds. Those electroshockers are just deadly.
Yeah, well, that little particle beam.
The probe basically with a women's weapon.
Yeah.
What does that tell us about Protoss?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I have no comment.
GG, right there.
Probes are known to be aggressive and annoying.
The next thing we're going to see Zealots carrying a handbag.
Well, what about the Stalker?
The Stalker, I mean, come on. It's already in the name.
Stalker actually, he's got this... I bet he's going to get those obnoxious big sunglasses that don't look good on anybody.
We just basically confirmed Protoss to be the most creepy race ever.
Well, I like the name of Stalker that Blizzard gave, the way the Stalkers are used. They often hunt down their prey, they got the blink.
They have the most stupid name in German, by the way.
What is this?
They're called Hetzer.
I don't know this word, what is it?
It's stupid. That's all you have to know about the word. Oh my god. My Hetzer is coming.
What is this? I don't know this word.
You know, it's basically when you tell someone someone who's hurrying up all the time, who's going too fast.
Oh, like someone who's rushing all the time?
Exactly, he's rushing all the time. So that's how you can...
Like someone who's kind of impatient, like...
Exactly, that's a little bit like it, and yeah, so it's weird. It's a word that is not really used all that much.
That's really funny, actually.
It's just really, I don't know.
Do you imagine the Stalker with its like weird way of walking? It's like trying to catch a train. It's like pushing through people. Excuse me, I have somewhere to be.
When we went to Busan, I actually nearly missed my train and I had to run like crazy. It was insane, and I just pictured a Stalker trying to do the same thing, and that would look so silly. Anyways, guys. Right now, at this point, we have the expansion for parting ready. He's going for the transition into robotics. And Alive has once again a few Marines out on the map that he tries to sneak into his opponent's base. Basically exactly what he did on the last map. This is this Keen style that we talk about so much because Keen was one of the first Terran players who did it. The idea is to get the Marines into your opponent's natural when he has the units on the map. Preferably at the Zelnaga watchtowers or just poking at your ramp. So suddenly you can take down a few harvesters. But this time Alive will not be able to do it. If Parting doesn't pay attention at all to the minimap, he won't see them and then the sentries will die. But this is highly unlikely.
Yeah, he sees him. He's got so much time.
Yeah.
This is going to do a double force field here. And now even got the Stalker that adds DPS from the back.
He can now, of course, try to use the Stalker, the two of them, in order to take down the Marines. Stalkers have a little bit more of an attack range than Marines, and with good micro, you can make sure that you kill them, but it's very difficult. I've seen Grubby in the early stages when he started to start with StarCraft 2, and with his Warcraft 3 micro, taking a complete Terran army apart with only 3 Stalkers was really amazing. I think he killed more than 20 Marines with them. Lost the game in the end. It was actually Metalopolis.
Yeah.
But it was really great. It was actually really awesome to see what you can do if you have the time and don't have to focus on anything else. The trick was that Grubby was basically already out of the game. He didn't have anything on the map there. He could build something, so he could focus on the 3 Stalkers. But yeah, you can do it, but it requires a lot of timing and a lot of micro. So usually you just try to kill 1 or 2 Marines and then you back off.
Have you ever seen these games where in PvP it's like a 2-gate proxy and it ends up being in kind of a stalemate and you have like 1 Stalker kill like 12 Zealots or something like this?
Yeah. That's actually
I've had a few of those games, man. Let me tell you, as the Stalker, it's not fun, but as the Zealot player, it's even less fun. You just hope he makes a mistake.
The Naniwa game, when he played against Huck on Antigua Shipyard.
Yeah.
I mean, Naniwa should have won the game, and but he made 1 or 2 wrong decisions. I actually talked in length with him about the matches, and he was like, yeah, I was stupid. I should have done it a little bit differently. I had a sure win, but then I completely misread the situation, and in the end, it was just Huck with his micro was able to take down these units. So that was pretty much what you just described. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and by the way, Parting is killing his rocks and putting a pylon, indicating he wants to take his 3rd base, but he's got his upgrades going here. +1 armor finishing up here as well as his blink, basically evenly timed. And he may start with +2 armor right away. He's going to want to get a 2nd forge. He's got a lot of gas, as you can see. And this may indicate he wants to go for a Templar Archive before that Nexus, which will allow him to hold it a lot easier. But Nexus first here.
Yeah, he's going for the 3rd base immediately, and well, Alive so far has shown us in the last game, actually only a little bit of aggression. That was all that Alive was able to show us because of how Parting played the game, but now he's falling back on his 3 bases. We have him with how many observers? 3 observers already on the map, so he really wants to see what's going on here, as we are used from Parting. Very observant Protoss player, really relies on these units. And he will know about Alive's movements. He's going straight for the Templar Archive, straight for the Storm. He wants to defend those 3 bases. Also, the charge upgrade being researched. And what Alive really needs is either to hit a timing, but now with him starting the 3rd base, this is not going to be the case. He needs a Ghost Academy.
Yeah, Alive had a lot of energy stored up on his orbitals for a minute there, which I think, I can't figure out why it would be intentional, but I'm going to check and see if he scanned. Okay, so he scanned the natural, saw the Templar Archives, or the Twilight Council. Did not see the Templar Archives, however.
Well, the thing is, if you're up against Parting, you basically know that your opponent's going for Storm eventually. This is kind of given. So him using a Ghost Academy would be a really smart choice. He needs to do something to take down these high Templars. If he can dodge the Storms of his opponent, then he will be in good shape here. So that would be a good decision at this point. There it is, Ghost Academy, boom.
Yeah, he's starting to realize what's going on, because when he scanned, he also didn't see any Colossi sitting around, so that's kind of telling. Otherwise, there would be some Colossi around at some point, unless Parting was being super specific about hiding them, which is also risky, because if you do that, then you can get them picked off in a drop. So, good decision-making here by Alive with that scan. 2-2 is on the way for him, whereas Parting is still sticking with the 1 forge for now. +2 armor about to finish. He may go to +3 armor without even having a 2nd forge.
And now he has the first 3 High Templars already in the game accumulating energy when Alive is just now moving out, so Storms will be available when the Terran player attacks, and let's see how those Storms are going to do this time.
This is, when we talked about this before the match, Parting is like the Hurricane Protoss, man. It's time for Alive to evacuate. The warnings have been sent out. He needs the Ghost. Ghosts are coming out here now. He has the Mobius Reactor on the way, which will allow him to get that extra energy. He actually doesn't have any ghosts out. I thought I saw one, but I must have been seeing things. Going crazy. Waiting for that Mobius Reactor is smart, but he's not going to be able to attack without the ghosts.
No, he's not building any at this point. He's probably going to wait a little bit longer until he really sees the High Templars. I actually don't know why. He has the gas, he has the minerals, he has the supply.
Yeah, a little bit strange. I'll let Marine short-lived.
Well, here they are. 4 ghosts. He was just waiting for the units to be finished, I guess. That's all there is to it, probably. Alive now with 92 army supply against 91. Both of them are really even here. Parting using a few more pylons on the map. And, well, you just saw the income. It's actually fairly even at this point.
Yeah, Alive with his mules has mined more at his third base than Parting has, but they're at a pretty even position here. The key is that their techs are kind of even. With the ghosts out and the storms out, the upgrades are pretty similar as well, with Parting Chrono Boosting now out his second forge. He's getting the tech switch going as well. Switching into Colossi is going to be something that Alive is going to struggle to deal with, as he didn't even make any Vikings prematurely. So when it does first occur, he's going to have to add a second starport. There's going to be a lot of infrastructure to be made.
Exactly. If there's going to be a follow-up after the first fight, then Parting will be in a good position if he's able to get those Colossi out. Especially if he adds a second robotics facility. So if he just completely skips the storms and goes straight for double Colossi production with the gas that he has, he can maybe surprise Alive. This time, no storm. No, those ghosts already. They had one job, and so far they did a good job.
I really like how many observers Parting has. This is really something that helps him outmaneuver his opponent. He sees his army constantly with all of his observers. He's trying to reposition. A lot of his units being caught, though, to one side. He's going to pull back. He loses several zealots.
The observer is just Parting style. I'm actually a bit surprised that we only have... Oh, okay, now he added a 4th one. Has 4 observers already.
Alive. He's now got Parting trapped up the ramp. He's going to maybe come from behind, but...
He's forcing a wedge in between the third base and the army, and now he has free reign here. He can stem in, and Parting is going for the base trade. He doesn't even try to defend. He's going straight for his opponent's base. He's now moving up the ramp, as Alive is just leaving a few units down at the bottom left, and the rest of them are now heading back in order to make sure that Parting is not taking everything down.
Parting has a better defense setup for his bases than Alive does. Here we go. No storms for this army, so he's going to have to rely purely on the DPS of the Zealots with the Immortals to help out.
I don't think that he has enough units
not even close.
This is way too much. The force fields are already being used, and now the Immortals are suddenly dead. At the bottom left, the base is dead. We don't see another third base for Parting at this point in time. Yes, he has the bank, but so does Alive. The Zealots are closing the distance, running into the natural and taking down the first few SCVs, but Alive is ready. Has everything in position, also a few units at the third. Parting can blink as much as he wants. He's not going to do too much damage with this.
And Alive is still ahead on the worker count. He's got 3 command centers mining with a 4th one about to land in the middle of the map. The army supply is much better for him here as well, and I mean, Parting had some good ideas. I think he was hoping for the base trade because he had so many Templars set up in his main for storms that Alive would not have been able to break through. It's like a siege tank defense in TVT for a base trade, for example. So he was like, all right, if he tries to come into my main, I will just kill him with storm after storm. But Alive was like, wait a minute, this is too predictable. He must have a defense up. I'm going home. Went home and defended everything, and Parting lost the base, and he didn't. Plus, he traded armies more efficiently in the middle of the map, so now he basically just has to go and finish the game.
Alive played this really well, and Parting with a little bit of misjudgment here. He took too much time to actually arrive at his opponent's base and then starting to attack. So he was trying to pull something off here, and did not really work all as well as he thought it would be. Now he's 40 supply behind his opponent, and he's in dire straits. He has a big problem with 4 base over his opponent, and now another part of Alive's army just running in, forcing a cancel. Once more on the Nexus. Oh, he doesn't cancel, does he? No.
No. Yeah, the Templar here are ready, but he's going to lose all of them actually if the control is good.
Yeah, every single Templar is going to die here.
Does defend the Nexus though with those storms.
Yeah, just. And now the Protoss army on the way to the right side of the map where Alive has positioned his 4th base.
He's made it to a planetary smartly though. It's going to be too hard to assault
He has to retreat, exactly, with the army nearby. There's still the Templars in position. If he actually moves down now, Alive that is, and Parting comes in from behind, that's something that the Terran player is not going to expect.
Oh, he sees him now and he cloaks. He's going to have to weather these storms. Oh, the Observer comes in. Great feedbacks, but he still gets the EMP.
The EMP is there, and now there are no High Templars anymore. 1 at home, that's all he has. The Ghosts, most of them dead, but they did a good job thus far. And here comes Alive. 200 supply, moving in. There's 1 Colossi. 1 Colossus is not going to be enough. And the second one is already dead. Parting is dropping in supply. Alive, Stutter stepping back. The reinforcements for Parting now, of course, arriving. But this is still a bit difficult for Parting to pull off. If Alive's reinforcements arrive in time,
yeah, it looks like they will, and he's going to be able to hold his base in the center. You know, Alive looking a little bit better in this game than I thought he would. With how he engages, looks very cost efficient. He's got this surprise Colossus switch that Alive still has not prepared for. No Vikings in production. He's got the double starport though. And in total, looks like he only made 2 Vikings. No, 6. I don't know where they're hiding right now, but he's got them.
The problem for Alive was, of course, that his reinforcements took a little bit until they really arrived at the party. And Parting, on the other hand, he had those units ready in an instant, just swapped them in at the base to the right side of the map. So now, again, both of them on 4 bases. Alive still has his army supply up, and his overall supply, of course, accordingly. He's at 182 against 162, has a pretty good upgrade count, but so does Parting, who's on 3 armor and 2 attack. A lot of Archons in this mix. Really, like, a lot of them. We have 6 Archons already, but 10 Ghosts.
Parting is actually still in this.
Yeah.
He was able to save his Nexus twice, 2 different Nexi, and he may even be able to save this one because he pulls the forces again with the counterattack. He's going to need to warp in a few Zealots, and he does. He's going to save that Nexus once more.
Parting has not lost this game just yet, but Alive definitely has an edge over him.
Yeah. Now Parting has not started +3 for his weapons. He has +3 for armor. The opposite is true of Alive, but he already started his armor, so you will potentially get that first, depending on how much Parting Chrono Boost, if he researches the upgrade at all. He's so low on gas, that's a problem for him, whereas it's not a problem for Alive. Part of Alive's army is going to get caught here, though. He may have to stim early, and that's going to be a big problem for him.
He doesn't really want to fight here.
Yeah, the Ghosts now they're here, but he gets feedback with the Watchtower.
Nice, well played by Parting. A great position. He has vision on the Watchtower, and then he sees those Ghosts walking up and immediately uses his units in order to use the feedbacks. Great, well done.
Oh, this is actually a tense moment. He's on the other side of the eyesight blocker with those Vikings.
Oh, look at those EMPs. This time a much better position for Alive to be in. Yeah. And now he's trying to chase this army down. And I think he might actually succeed. He does not overdo it. He sees those High Templars and makes sure that his army is not running into storms. Has the Ghost out up front and wants to snipe or EMP these High Templars.
Now, perfect positioning by Alive. Catching these Archons now. Sending a group of Marauders to the 4th base of Parting, but that's not going to work. The problem is that Parting has no real answer for the army that's going towards his 3rd. He sends a few Zealots to catch reinforcements and SCVs though, and he's doing a good job with that so far.
Alive, on the other hand, is now going straight for the kill. At the right side of the map, we have the Protoss forces annihilating the Planetary. It's being repaired, but it's not going to be enough. Alive moving into the main base right now. The base trade is perfect. They are going at each other's throat. And this is going to be so close, with the army supply being highly in favor of Alive, though, at 140 against 90.
Yeah, and he always, of course, has buildings that can fly. Parting trying to get these Templar with enough energy to storm. They're almost ready, but there's a Ghost! He cloaks it. There is a cannon, but it does not matter. Nope. EMP goes off, and he is going to take out the last of these Templar.
These Templar won't be able to defend here. Storms would have been crucial. He needs some good storms, and this is the one thing that Alive made sure in this game. The storms that Parting used so far, they were good, but they weren't great. They weren't the Parting storms that Alive, that every Terran in the entire world is afraid of.
Trying to force his way up here with these Archons now, and this is slowly but steadily being pushed back, just simply because he has the concave at the top of the ramp. Parting may just barely break through here, drops another storm. He's got more Zealots coming, but Alive can actually just lift and move these facilities to another location. He's taken out now the final Nexus with his Bio Forces. This will reveal Parting. He does have a few probes left, 15, and enough minerals for another Nexus.
Only 2 SCVs left for Alive, but of course he can rely on his, well, on his energy, on the mules. He has not too many orbitals left, though. There's only 1 orbital left, if I'm not mistaken, and a command center to the top right that's slowly burning down.
Both of them are burning, actually. Both of them. He needs to repair that.
Oh, and there are...
And the Stalkers are chasing. He's not going to be able to repair it.
He's losing everything now. He's losing every single orbital that he has, but he still is about twice as high in army supply as his opponent.
There's 2 Templar. They're so important. Now there's 1.
Yeah, exactly. The
Templar with the probes.
Does he have Ghosts though? Yes, he has 2. Does he have EMPs? It would be so important against the Archons, but I think the firepower alone will be enough.
Yeah, it's just too much GG. We are going to have a game at number 3.